Hi, I'm Eric Schumacher Rasmussen, editor and VP of streamingmedia.com, and I'm talking to Jan Ozer, one of our longtime contributing editors and a familiar face to anyone who's attended our events. Jan, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Eric?
Doing well, all things considered, like all of us. Jan also runs his own website called streaminglearningcenter.com, and he's had a number of courses there over the years. And Jan, you've just started a new course there. Can you tell us just sort of the basics for now, and then we'll dig in a little bit?
Okay, the course title is Streaming Media 101, Technical Onboarding for Streaming Media Professionals. It's got about 8 hours of video, divided up into about 60 lessons, 14 exercises, 43 quizzes, and it costs introductory price is $2.99 through June 1.
All right, so what's sort of the elevator pitch?
Elevator pitch. Learn the technical fundamentals necessary to succeed in a streaming and media-related job from a trusted source with lots of hands-on instructions so you can quickly apply what you've learned. How's that?
That's great. That's perfect. Exactly. So talk a little bit about, obviously you see a need in the market for something like this, and I see it too. What's the need that you see out there that you're trying to fill with this?
I felt like, and I started this course after Streaming Media West in, I guess, last November. And the thought was, you need to know a lot about a lot of things to successfully produce either a VOD or a live file. You need to choose the right codec, choose the right encoding parameters. You know, you've got the packaging side, the ABR format selection. You've got the delivery side, CDN, QoS, QoE. You've got the player side, MSE, EME, which player to use. And there was no single place that people could go to get comprehensive instruction on all those subjects. So that's what I tried to put together.
Okay, is it designed for streaming media producers themselves, or is it more for people who are starting work at the companies that make the tools and services that help those producers?
Yeah, good question. I think it's primarily on the production side. People who are producing, because that's the biggest group of people who need this type of instruction. But I also think, if you're going to build an encoder, you really should have a good perspective on a lot of the different aspects of encoding that impact that. So I think it's both.
You mentioned that the course includes lessons, quizzes, and exercises. What's an example of an exercise, or how do the exercises operate?
So exercises reinforce lessons. They teach or introduce students to new tools, and they teach best practice work habits. And when I looked at the course and started planning it, I thought, what do I want the student to know how to do when they finish the course? And that includes things like run media info and bitrate viewer and analyze files, understand what FFmpeg is and how to create and run a simple script, understand what VMF is and learn how to compute it. And because all those things, I use in my day-to-day job. And the other, I also thought that they needed to understand how to encode a file for uploading to an OVP or UGC site, how to upload and how to embed that file into a web page. And same thing for a live streaming service provider. So those are all the skills that I promote in exercises.
Okay. Now this can be pretty dry stuff. So what sort of strategies are you using in the course to liven things up and make sure that students retain their interest?
A couple things. Number one, whenever I teach an encoding parameter lesson or a codec lesson, I try to tie the lesson back to an encoder that the students may actually have. So I use, anytime choosing a codec or choosing a container format, I will show the student how to do that in the Adobe Media Encoder, because I think that's a pretty common tool that's used to create a lot of mezzanine files. And then also cloud applications that students can access, like the Amazon Elastic Transcoder, AWS Elemental Media Convert. And then finally, I use Handbrake a lot, because every student can get Handbrake on pretty much any platform, and it's useful to create some files that I wanted to use in some exercises.
Okay. When students finish the course, will they receive a diploma or at least a certificate to show prospective employers or prospective clients that they've got sort of a mastery of all this material?
They do, but I'm guessing the certificate is more for the employer than the employee. Some people may want to get it as a credential, but I see this as something that employers will want to have their students take to make sure that they have the background necessary to succeed in their job. And the certificate will show that they viewed all the lessons, scored 100 on all the quizzes, and went through all the exercises.
Okay. Last question. Where can people find out more about it?
It's Streaming Learning Center is my website, and it's the top course listed today.
All right, Jan, sounds like great stuff, and I wish you luck with it.
Thanks very much, Eric.